Dun, da, 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 da. It's American Gladiators cards from Topps from 1991. Hi, welcome back to Dan's Card Corner. This will be another probably fairly quick episode. I just have these two packs of unopened cards to check out here. These again are American Gladiators from 1991. Of course, the famous athletic TV show wherein regular people go up against the American Gladiators in events such as the Joust, where they stand on platforms and fight with giant Q-tips, as you can see pictured on the front of the packs. Memorable show. I haven't seen any of it in a while, but I think last I looked anyway, there were a bunch of them on YouTube. I remember the one I watched sometime last year anyway, somewhat relatively recently. Was one of the episodes that Rico, who like a decade plus later was in WWE, was on as just one of the contestants. He wasn't a gladiator. Gladiator Malibu also had a wrestling connection, sort of. He was never actually, to my knowledge, involved in wrestling per se, but he played Thor Olsen on Curb Your Enthusiasm in the episode Thor, so he did play a wrestler once, and of course that guy was also, I don't remember his real name, but he was also the Barbarian in the video for the Dragon Strike board game. Anyway, I'm not sure exactly who who all made up the lineup of gladiators in 1991, so I guess we'll find out. I'm guessing, I don't know the format of these either, but I'm guessing it's probably a mix of like action scenes from the show and maybe some profile cards for some of the gladiators. That's my guess anyway. Alright, so right off the bat we have a nice picture of the Joust event, slugging it out. And basically, that's right, they were called pugil sticks. The big Q-tip things, I forgot that. We have grinding the gears, the little thing that they had to crank the thing to go across the track on the ceiling. Here we have a checklist, those are always helpful. Adam Lee in action, actually another wrestling connection. He later went on to WWE as an announcer, which was, he was kind of much maligned in the role, but it turned out he actually had CTE, and, you know, you can't really go back and make fun of his announcing after knowing that. Yeah, little profile on Mike Adam Lee there. Tag, you're it. Overwhelming the contender. So, one of the gladiators just kicking somebody's ass on the Joust. Merrily we roll along. Oh, this was famously seen on The Simpsons when Milhouse's mother, after she got divorced from, it might have been in the episode where she and Hal Van Houten got divorced, but she was dating the American Gladiator. I don't know if it was really the voice of one of them or not, but like he showed up to pick her up for their date in this like big hamster wall thing. The Atlas Sphere, that's what that was called. Assault with a deadly weapon. And we have the sticker for Nitro here. Alright, so pack number 2. These are nice big packs. 8 cards and 1 sticker. That's a pretty big pack. So here's a profile card for Gladiator Lace with a great 80s DJ Tanner hairdo there. Yeah, this is kind of what I was expecting. Well, the first pack was pretty much all action scenes, but I figured there were probably some like profile cards for some of the gladiators too. Certainly the stickers fall into that category. Ice's Unbreakable Leg Lock. To quote Butthead. Beavis, you're about to be injured. Hanging by a thread. I mean, this is, maybe showing my generation, but my first thought with this kind of scene is actually not even as much American Gladiators as the Aggro Crag on Nickelodeon Guts, which basically was just the kid version of American Gladiators in retrospect. But you got to win a glowing piece of the rock on Guts. Aiming the rocket pistol. Gemini the victor. Seems like there should have been two guys making up Gemini, right? Like, it should have been twins. You know, they're both named Gemini, but there's two of them. That would have been funny. Here's the maze. This, like, overhead perspective, what magic card is it that reminds me of? There's some magic card that has a kind of a, in my mind, similar image to that. Maze of Ith? I don't think that's it. I don't think that one actually shows the maze. Anyway. Ice hangs tough, so another kind of action scene, but kind of also a profile. There's a nitro glistening. Some beefcake for you. They're really pushing nitro in these cards, these two packs, aren't they? And then we have Zap tackling some poor hapless woman, one of the regular competitors, I assume. So these are pretty fun. I'll have to go back and watch more of those shows. I actually did put a few of them on YouTube last year, I think. Hopefully they're still there. I'm sure they're somewhere online anyway. But yeah, it's a fun show to go back and watch. You know, it's very much of its time. There's also a Nintendo game, an American Gladiators Nintendo game, which is mostly notable for the sound clip when somebody like gets knocked off of the when they're doing the pugil sticks, the joust, the big Q-tip thing. When somebody gets knocked off, there's this one scream sound effect, and it's like a real sample of somebody screaming, but it's like so completely over the top. It's like, you know, the scream you'd hear when Michael Myers appears in front of somebody in Halloween. It's like way over the top for, you know, American Gladiators. So yeah, it's worth playing that game. It's not a great game, but it's worth playing it just for that scream sound effect. Especially if you play it like 2-player against somebody who hasn't heard that scream before and don't tell them ahead of time. Yeah. So yeah, pretty fun. And it was a fun show. I'll have to go back and watch it. They did try to revive it a few times. There was, they might have even done it since then, but there was like a revival with Layla Ali as the host, and it just never really took off. So I think it is kind of one of those of its time things. I don't know if they could bring it back. Yeah, anyway, fun stuff. So that's it for that one. Hit like and subscribe. We'll be back with something else soon. Have a good one.